2. Sharn'nalwen. The ocean swallowed the boy whole, its depths dark and icy cold. He struggled to the surface, flapping his arms like a bird. He gulped air and salt water. Panic set in. A voice nearby yelled, "Son!" The boy looked and saw his father close by, swimming in the water. "Help!" the boy called. "I will help you," his father said, "by telling you what to—" A wave came and engulfed the boy. He fought back to the surface. "We'll save yourself!" "I can't," the boy cried. "Yes, you can. You have to lie down on top of the water on your back. The water will hold you up. Watch me." The boy went under, struggled back up. He felt his strength failing. He could not keep his face above the surface much longer. He looked over at his father, saw how he laid back in the water, arms and legs stretched out. He forced his body to lie back into the water. He felt himself sinking and panicked, went under again. "I can't do this," he thought. He remembered it was all a test. Was he ready to become a man, join the hunt, have his voice count around the fire, protect the village? That's what his father and the others were here to find out. They had all been tested, had all passed. He laid himself as flat as he could manage, body rolling up and down with the current of the waves. He rose to the surface, face first, and gulped a deep breath of air. "Good," his father said, closer than before. "Very good. Stay just like that. The waves will try to cover your face with water or push you down or break your concentration. You must learn their ways, feel their movement." The boy felt himself pulled up and over a big wave. He focused on the sky. A splash of salty foam hit his face, went in his mouth and nose. He coughed and sputtered and lifted his arm to wipe his face with his hand. His body tilted and he sank again. He struggled back to the surface, more confident this time. He returned to his lying flat position, slowly and carefully wiped the salt water from his face. "When you are ready to swim to shore," his father yelled, "you will roll onto your belly. Keep your body straight like a fish. Then, one arm at a time, reach toward the shore and pull water towards you. One arm pulls water past while the other arm reaches forward. Do you understand?" The boy nodded, unsure whether his father could even see his head. He took a few more breaths, letting his body relax. "If you grow tired," his father said, "you can return to your back again, until you get to where the waves fall near the rocks, then stand." The boy nodded again. He took a deep breath, rolled himself over, back to the sky, and reached out with one arm. He pulled water toward and past his body. He reached out with the other arm, did the same. His body rolled and turned in zigzags, but he felt himself moving forward, closer to shore. The ocean took turns pushing him closer, then pulling him back out again, playing with him, testing him. Bubbles escaped his nose and his breath ran out. His father had not told him how to breathe while he swam. He returned to his back just as a wave crashed over him. He breathed water, lungs burning. The wave passed, his body floated up. He felt air on his face and tried to inhale while coughing. His throat and nostrils burned too. He felt anger at his father and all the other men for putting him through this. They were asking the impossible. Did they expect him to fail? Was that the point? "No, I will not fail. I will do this. I am close." He rolled his body over, glancing at the shore as he did. He saw the men of the village standing there on the sand and rocks, waiting for him, still as trees. He put one arm forward, then the other. "It is like the cave. One foot in front of the other. Keep moving. Don't stay still." The crashing of the waves grew louder. He knew he was close. Desperate to bring this to an end, he put his feet down, but he did not feel anything. He sank. Again, struggled back to the surface. Again, floated on his back to regain his breath and his strength. Again. Then a wave grabbed the boy and pulled him under. He was helpless in its grip, pushed down and rolled over the rocky bottom. His lungs ached. The wave moved past, let him go. He reached his feet out, felt rocks, pushed up, out of the water, up to his chest, standing. He had made it to shore. The sound of thunder behind him was the only warning of another wave. He went under again, knocked over as if by a landslide. The palms of his hands slammed into and scraped against jagged rock. Something hit his shoulder and his knee, then his back. He popped up again, this time waist deep. He walked toward shore, feeling for flat places to step, checking behind him every few steps to make sure no wave snuck up and knocked him down again. The men of the village watched and waited. He looked over and saw his father dripping wet and walking toward him through the water, cold and breathing hard, with wet hair in his face and salt water streaming from his nose. The boy realized his triumph and grinned. His father came up beside him as they trudged through the water. He leaned in toward the boy and said in a low voice, "I will say this once and never again, and you are not to speak of it. Very few boys make it to shore on their own the first time. You did well." The boy saw something moving the other direction and looked. 2 men drug a canoe up from the water onto the shore. They were out there the whole time and he did not even know. When the boy stepped foot out of the water onto dry ground, the men broke out into whoops and cheers. They clapped him on the back and pulled him further up the rocky beach, under an overhang in the cliff wall where a driftwood bonfire burned. A whole Vinley roasted on a spit over the fire, and several large ocean fish dried on spears stuck in the sand. Gray-black smoke rose up the cliff face, swirled in the wind, and dispersed. The boy's mouth watered. He felt hungrier than he had ever felt in his life. The men reformed a circle around the boy. His father said, "You are now a man of the village. I am proud to call you my son." The boy's father stepped back and his uncle, the chief, stepped forward. "Today you delved the depths of darkness and solitude and returned. You braved the spirits and the creatures that live under the earth and returned. You made friends with the wild ocean and its ways and returned. Today you have proved yourself." The men whooped and cheered. The boy tried to look serious, tried to keep the smile inside from showing on his face. "As a man of the village," the chief said, "do you agree to be bound to us, to hunt food and fight enemies with us, to be the shield at our back and the spear at our front?" The boy nodded. "Do not be afraid of your voice. You owe it to your tribe to let your voice be heard among us." "Yes," the boy said. The chief nodded. "Do you agree to be bound to women and children and elders, to protect and defend and help them, whether they ask you to or not?" "Yes," the boy said. "Do you agree to learn all you can of the ways of our people, and to teach those ways when the time comes?" "Yes." "And to learn the ways of the land beneath you, and the water around you, and the animals beside you, and the sky above you?" "Yes." "And do you also agree to learn from our neighbors and sometimes enemies, the Minkera people, who we call Easterners, to live with them where they live and to learn their ways and their tongue, as a service to your people for whatever need the future brings?" The boy stared at his uncle, the chief. He did not know if he had heard correctly. Was he supposed to go live with the Minkera, the people from across the sea whom his people had welcomed to these lands generations ago, but who had multiplied and spread like tiki torcho, becoming more and more dangerous with every passing season, spreading disease and taking land and making war? Everyone stood silent, waiting for his answer. "Yes," the boy said. "Good, good. Then I, Tiwekto, chief of our village, bestow upon you a new name this day. Before today you had a child's name. From today forward you will have a man's name. You will be called Sharn'nalwen, he who faces danger and returns again. And you, Sharn'nalwen, along with all the duties and cares belonging to the men of our tribe, will be a representative of our people to the Minkera, and a representative of the Minkera to our people. Sharn'nalwen liked his new name. He did not like the idea of leaving his people to go live among the enemy.